Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dale Gerrans from Shift Dimension, and today I'm going to talk to you about creating safe space in the workplace. Safe space is something I talk about often, but a lot of my clients are saying to me, what is safe space and how do we create it? So today I'm going to show you some tips and we're going to show you some tools on how to create safe space. So before we talk about safe space, let's talk about courage. Because courage is another word I use a lot. And people are going, I'm courageous. And I said, it's fine to be courageous when you're implementing something or doing something that you know exactly how to do it. Because you are fairly certain of what the outcome is going to be. The courage I want to talk about today is that courage that comes from a place of vulnerability. It comes from a place where you need to find different solutions for a problem. And in doing this, you need to dig deep. And you have no idea or very little idea of what the solution's going to be or what the outcome's going to be. So in order to have courage, we need to be in a space where we don't know what the outcome's going to be. Now, it is very difficult for staff members to get themselves into that space because they rather sit in fear, afraid of saying the wrong thing, than saying, okay, let's get creative and innovative. So I'd like to share today one of my quotes from one of my favorite people. Brene Brown says vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity and innovation. And in order to come from that space of vulnerability and be creative and innovative, you have to have courage. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so what is safe space? Safe space is a place where there's no judgments, where everybody feels heard and where everybody starts contributing. It's awesome when you see a team of people come together and one person puts an idea on the table, the next person builds on it, the next person contributes something new, and suddenly you have got something that you can actually work with. It also allows people to come from a place of authenticity, because the objective of this is to create a solution for the greater good of all, for the company, for the individual staff members, and for the clients. So creating safe space for me is one of the key things that we need to do as business owners. So let's look at the ways we can work in safe space. The more we create safe space, the more it becomes part of our company culture. But for today's purpose, let's say we have a problem in the company, an issue that we are trying to solve, or find a different way to do something. The first thing we need to do is put that problem on the table, with no blame to anybody as to why it's not working. Now, it's easy to sit around a table and talk. What about this idea? What about the next idea? But when you start drawing and you start writing, something inside you starts bringing up more creative ideas. So I like to use different colors. Be creative, draw pictures. Draw out the introverts. They have some brilliant ideas, but they normally sit there quite timid until you ask them a question. So say, what have you got to say? What have you got to contribute? What's going on? What are you thinking? And encourage out of the box thinking. And have some fun with this. Be solution minded. Allow all the ideas to flow from a place of finding the solution to the issue that we're having. Okay, so let's have a look at what tools we can use in safe space. In my experience, the more tools and objects you put in there, the more creative people become. So I like to fill a room with whiteboards, colorful pens and crayons, post-its, even products if you're working on a certain product, and allow everybody to start coming up with these ideas. Even give them post-its where they can write ideas down and then start grouping similar ideas on a whiteboard and say, okay, people with the ideas in group 1, come up with something there and let them break off. People with ideas in group 2, go do the same thing. Here they start leveraging off other people's experiences. People come to your company with experiences, and they may have encountered similar issues that you're having now in previous places. This is a wonderful space for them to share what worked, what didn't work. And it's interactive as well. It allows the teams to get to know each other better. I find when people start standing up and they start presenting and they start moving and they're talking with their hands, there's an energy that flows through them. And suddenly they start going, and this, what about this? And now we really get the ideas start flowing. I actually say the first 30 ideas push past that because that's when people really start getting creative and innovative. So have some fun with this and have a good laugh. So how do you get the best from your staff or your teams in the safe space? Well, for me, the thing is to make sure that everybody contributes, because the more people that contribute, the more different ideas you get coming in, the more people build off these ideas. And when you can see that somebody's got something deeper in them, ask them a question. Say, what else? Where to next? It's amazing what happens when you ask somebody that question. They dig deeper and they come up with something better. And that's why I say those first 30 ideas, push them to the wayside. After 30 ideas come up, then you start getting deep. You start really getting creative. Okay, empower the staff. Say, guys, you're going to need to pull together to help create these new strategies that we're putting in place. And voice your appreciation. Thanks for participating. That's what staff do what they do for. They love being included, especially if they know what your vision is. They choose to be part of the team that creates that vision. And the most important for me is you contribute your ideas last. What I've often seen in companies is when the owner stands up and they say, I think we should, the staff start buying into what you're seeing. And now you are stifling creativity. So what you do is you put your ideas on the table last. Allow them to get all their ideas out. Because believe me, you are going to learn so much. And you are going to get so much value from allowing them to add value. So once again, have fun with this and let us know how it goes. So if you're interested in doing a workshop with us or would like to get more ideas or even suggest some topics you'd like me to talk about, drop me a line, direct message me, send me an email, and I'll get back in touch with you. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next week.